So, first of all, how was Florida? Awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was, it was chill. We just all focused, just getting ready for the
Business
game.
trip.
Yeah, pretty much. It was raining a lot. I mean, it was off and on. Just Florida weather, sunny raining. So
Are
1,000
you a Rick
walkthroughs.
Ross? Are you a Rick Ross fan? Do you like Rick Ross, Wu Tang, or Cameron more?
I haven't really heard much Wu Tang. I like Cameron.
That's
I was
old head.
old enough to hear him and watch him in movies, and I'm definitely a big Rick Ross fan for sure.
How badass was that with Rick being in the locker room afterwards and just people like outside of our bubble like hate on it, and I'm like, that's the coolest shit I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah, it's like it's people showing up and supporting each other. So when people say it's like they hate on it, it's just weird. It's like it's just support, and
It's support,
it's a
yeah,
beautiful
man.
thing.
Like
I'm not sure how to look at it in a different way. It's just a beautiful thing. People want to come and support.
shit, that it's fuck with me, I got it. Fucking
All
big
right.
Rick Ross. And then look, DJ Khalid's there, and he was fucking balling out on the big noon pregame, and
Oh
he
yeah.
went straight CU. What? Look, before we get into Bailey asking us questions and whatnot, I got to tip my cap, dog. Like, look, after the Nebraska game, we talked on the phone, and I talked to your dad, and like everybody was questioning, and we all were, very eager to see the changes that were going to be implemented. And fuck, a month later, you guys beat UCF 48-21 on the road, 15-point underdogs. Travis is by far the leader for the Heisman. Shador is killing it, and we are running the ball down people's fucking throats at will. The offensive line looks awesome. I don't know who 55 is, but I got to buy 55 a stack of pancakes. That son made his ass off the other day. He was mean in that. No one said his name the whole game. I was like, that's a good right guard.
Yeah, he
And the
did his thing.
defense, I'm looking at this football team, and everything that we thought, or at least I thought, was going to happen this year is just lining up.
Yeah,
Just
for
talk
sure.
about how fucking proud you are of everybody at this point, bro. It's the bye week. We can throw a little sunshine on it.
Well, no, it's just a beautiful thing seeing everything come together, and I definitely feel the Nebraska game was necessary. It needed to happen. It needed to grind us a little bit. It needed to help not only the people on the field, but the people calling the shots too, to get better doing different things. So that's when a loss turns into a lesson. And I think that's what we
Mm-hmm.
definitely did. We turned that loss into a lesson, and we just kept building off of that and changed things up. Did a couple things different, but nah, it's just like finally about time. It was a beautiful thing to see, bro. I loved
And
it.
look, I saw you after the Baylor game, gave you a big hug. That was nuts. That was fucking pandemonium, obviously.
Sure.
But then this game at UCF, 48-21, it wasn't just like some lucky win. It was dominating from snap to finish. And the way that I saw the team come together with all the adversity and all the Florida boys coming home and all the eyes and the hurricane and all the distractions and everybody picking against them, it seems to me that this team just feeds off of all the hate. And it's like fucking rocket fuel, bro. I know it's rocket fuel for your dad and his whole career.
Yeah.
And it just trickled down to Shador and to Shiloh and to Travis and Jimmy and Wester and the whole defense and the fucking law firm. And everybody's just like, oh, we're 15-point dogs. We're going to fucking show you.
No, for sure. It definitely, just like we were saying, Nebraska game, like all that should make you play better. It shouldn't make you play worse or get you intimidated. It should definitely make you play better. And also, it was a rain delay for like an hour and a half damn there. So it was like an hour and a half concert in the locker room going on. That could be, you could attribute that to how they came out real fast and just start turning up because they were turned in the locker room the whole time.
Yeah,
Like just
tell
hyped
me
up.
what did they just put on a fucking speaker, or did Rick come down and fucking bless everybody?
No, I mean he was in there. He was playing some of his new stuff, etc. But now, yeah, just we have the DJ in the locker room just playing, basically just aux cord, a designated aux cord guy, basically just, and he was on it. He was playing hit after hit after hit.
Hey, did you hear? I know you heard this, but in the broadcast, I'm watching and I'm like, is UCF playing All Eyes on Me? Did they really play All Eyes on Me in the stadium?
Yeah, no, it's crazy when they played it. I looked at my bro. I'm like, dang, that's crazy, ain't it? I said the same thing. I'm like, that's kind of crazy. But
That's Coach's song. That's our fucking song.
yeah, nah, for sure. TCU did the same thing last year when we won. They played half the theme song, so it's
That's
pretty
great.
cool. It's a lot of supporters. You see the hate real. It's evident online a lot, but in person, the supporters are everywhere.
Oh, everywhere. And look, that's where we'll kick off with Bailey here. Bailey, you can run with that, and I hope you go the right direction.
Well, let's get right into it. I wanted to break down this UCF game. Every time we have you on here, we
Well,
get
hold on. He's talking about supporters, dog. All the kids that went to UCF and Breck and everyone. Come on. I just fucking threw you an alley-oop. Dunk that shit.
Okay.
You got to dunk that shit, Bailey.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just talk about it. So going into this game, Matt and Coach JB and others have had debates about the UCF recruits, and over 100 recruits are going to the game and whatnot. And what I mean, I can only imagine the atmosphere from our crew. We have Brett Coolidge on, who plays at IMG. Matt, obviously a product of 6-0 Academy, played next to Jordan Seaton, and I mean, he just kind of described it. They are ecstatic for CU and stuff. What can you guys describe the atmosphere from the having the recruits there and stuff? Did you pay attention to that at all?
Somewhat, but they were smart. They didn't, like most people had a recruits at like the 50 or something. They didn't even have them on our side of the field. So it's like, but not but just talk about the atmosphere. Even the stadium, like when Travis would do something or something happened, like it was loud, like it was a home game. When Travis hit the Heisman pose, everyone, even people with UCF shirts on, were just turned up, just having fun. It would. It's a cool thing to see, man. It's people got to support their schools or whatever, but people know what's really going on. Like
So, let me elaborate on that a little bit here. They calling me. It's all good. He'll be right back. Let me elaborate on that a little bit here with Bucky when he comes back on. But you have to understand, when you send kids on recruiting trips and they're there to see the home team, like very, very rarely, if ever, do those kids like branch out and actually want to be like, put them back on, and actually want to be like, hey, we're here to see the other team. We're just saying, Buck, like, Breck from IMG's the big guard that CU offered, and he's got a bunch of others, played next to Jordan. We had him on yesterday, and I just flat asked him, like, why'd you go to UCF? He's like, oh, well, they're not really recruiting me, but I just went to see the Buffs. And it's yeah, like it's that is the kind of shit we're talking about here. And then you wrap it back into what you just said about Travis and everyone. It's once in a lifetime generational players. It's like going to see Kobe play. It's going to see Mike play. It's going to see LeBron play. It's going to fucking see Jaden Daniels go 90% completion percentage, right? Like, there's just certain guys that are worth the price of admission. And we've got, I don't know how many of them on this team, but a fucking lot, including the head coach. So
yes, sir.
How do we hyper focus that and get everybody to keep chasing that greatness every week? I'm not worried about Travis and Shador. I'm not really worried about anybody at this point. Like, I think that the foundation is pretty much set. But how does everybody stay hungry for that greatness and not get complacent? Being Form 1 in a bye week and everybody patting you on the back, it's a little bit different than the hate and the bullshit. I mean, we can find it, trust me. But it's a little bit different than the hate and the bullshit that you guys usually have to put up with.
I mean, in general, you can't fall in love with the result. You got to fall in love with the process, the doing some things you love on a daily basis with your best friends, with your family, with your people. So it shouldn't be. It's just what's happening is stuff we already knew that could happen. So it's like you shouldn't be happy about it because we already knew this before it happened. We already said we was going to do this before it happened, even with a loss earlier, an embarrassing loss earlier in the season. It's okay, cool. Like, you'll take that and keep going. Like, this could be this. And so it's like you shouldn't really just get super hyped. You should accept, you got 24 hours to celebrate. This time we got a bye week, so you got a little longer. But it's like we still ain't did shit. Just being real with you, we haven't done shit. Like, we still have heavy hitters each week now going into
Damn
conference.
straight.
And At least for us, they're heavy hitters. You know, just being real with you.
Yeah, right. And now they're
Yeah.
looking at us like one too.